This is my original book. When I created this book, which by the way, it was a God thing because I never dreamed about having a book. That was never on the radar. Teaching hand lettering was also never on the radar. But the Lord has opened the door and he keeps opening the door, and here you are. And I am so blessed to have you. So this book in 2008, I published it. And you can see, of course, it's got the hand lettering and doodling. I love doodling. It's so fun. If you look really close, you can see Christy's lettering is not perfect. Christy's doodles are not perfect. Look at these scribbles. But that's my style, and you're going to develop your style. So these books are fun to go through and kind of get ideas on things you can do. I don't know about you, but when I sit down to write something or draw something, my mind is completely blank. I can't think of a color in the rainbow. I can't think of a shape to make. I can't think of anything, you know what I mean? So I get, the first thing I recommend doing is go outside and look at God's art. Look at his creations. Look at leaves. Look at the shapes of the leaves. Look at the colors of the leaves. Look at the textures of the leaves. They're so inspirational, okay? Anytime you want to write or draw or do anything and your mind is blank, start there. Second, go to Pinterest to get some ideas, right? Also, a book, something like that to kind of get your juices flowing. And so that's what I wanted these books to be. And so when I was looking around for a book like this, I could not find it. All I would find were books that were traceables. Like all you did was write the alphabet, trace the alphabet, trace the alphabet. Well, I wanted it to be more than that. So in the beginning of this one, that's what we do. We have the basic strokes, and then I go into the uppercase and lowercase brush lettering. And then I talk about calligraphy and practicing with different fonts, letter variations, how to make a layout, different ways to write different words. If you're going to make a card, it's so fun to be inspired and have different ways to write words. Connecting letters. Okay, now we get into my favorite part, which is the doodles. Okay, doodles. And doodling is so therapeutic. So therapeutic. Banners, so easy to make. I got to tell you the story about my robot banner. Flowers. These are my favorite flowers. I love making these flowers. You'll see them on every cover of my book. More banners. Now these have step-by-step. The rest of them is you can trace. That's what's great about having the tracing paper, remember? Or you can practice over here, or you can do both. Because I left you pages to practice with. So anyway, just showing you what's in here. And then at the very, very back, there's traceables, okay? So if you, let's say for example, you're like, oh, I love this. I'm gonna put this on a sign or on a canvas. You can do that, okay? You can trace it and practice it and then write it. Or have you ever bought graphite or carbon paper? That's where you put, I'll just show you a little sample of it. This is a little piece that I've used for a little project, but you can purchase it in full sheets. And it's just transfers is what it does. And so there's two sides of it, and the shiny side goes down, and you put it, you put the paper you're going to write it on, okay? And then you put the carbon paper, and then you trace this, and it goes through onto the piece of paper that you want it to. So you can do that. So there's that. It's got the little fun little things to trace. A blank page for you to write your own scripture cards, that kind of thing. So that is the hand letter and doodling workbook. I refer to it as the, I say the red book a lot. Okay, so this one I call my purple book. It just makes it easy when people are asking. And this is small brush lettering cheat sheets. I call it cheat sheets for a few reasons. One is a lot of people want to know right where to transition when they're lettering. And so that's why I made this. So if you look right here on this book, you see where this H goes up. See, it's pink. And when it goes down, it's purple. So you know, up, that's an upstroke. Oop, now I got to go thick down. Oh, I got to go thin. Oh, I got to go thick. So a lot of people love this book for that reason. And this book is filled with just that, okay? Just that. So again, you can write right inside of it, or you can trace it. But, it does have a few other pages of things you can practice, which is a few of my favorite songs, titles, popular hymns, song titles, scriptures. And so that's that. So it's a smaller book. Okay, and my latest book is this Hand Letter, Doodle, and Pray. I love it. It's just like, to me, the next thing for me, like the next step and what I would love to show you once you learn basic hand lettering. And I also wanted to tie in the faith aspect of it. So this book starts off with a little prayer, tells a little bit about me, and it asks you to commit right now that you are not going to be too much of a perfectionist. It's going to be fun, right? I have a few quotes throughout here. You're a child of God. So here's different lettering styles, supplies. So for the lettering styles, this is, it's creative lettering. So it's not just brush lettering where you have a brush pen and make the strokes. These you can write with any pen. This is calligraphy, and it's just where you make the line next to the downstrokes. That's uppercase, lowercase. And now seeing doubles. Seeing doubles kind of fun, where you take another pen or marker and make a line next to it. So this is for you to practice. How to make block letters. I do that quite a bit in our tribe when we do Devos and Doodles. Writing wide text is really fun. So you see how these are spread out. Basic print. Sometimes it's like, what did I learn back when I learned how to write? Sometimes we forget, like, how do you make these letters? This is called serif, and serif is where you add lines to the edge of the end of the letter. So there's a serif here. Just shows you, it guides you where to make those. And here's also, and you get to do it underneath, right underneath there. And that's the lowercase here. Skinny text. This is probably my very favorite. So what happens here is it's tall and skinny, but the crossbar, see, this is the X height right here in the middle, that dotted line. The goal on these is to not cross there because that's just a normal letter. We want to make it unique, okay? So we're going to go up above that and cross all the letters that cross up to the top. I hope that makes sense, right? It's showing you this blue line. That's what that means. Over here, we're doing the same thing, but it's lower than the X height. So here's the X height, this dotted line, but we're crossing the letters down below. I hope that makes sense. Fun to practice. This is really fun too. This is actually using watercolor brush pens. And this is what watercolor brush pens look like. They already have the watercolor inside. And this is the brand I usually use just because I love the people that own the company. I haven't used any others, so just FYI. But anyway, that's what I use for these brush lettering. We've got the alphabet for that. Doodling is fun. I also used those markers for this to make those watercolor flowers. Okay, and then more doodling. More doodling. Doodling is fun. Little doodle churches. Who doesn't need a doodle church? Some flowers. These are things that you could put on a card. You could put on a canvas. You can use them in a lot of different ways. Light bulb. You've got to have your light bulb for us because we shine bright, don't we? Different ways to write greetings. Again, like the first book. All of these pages are different than the first book. But you still may get some of the same, like these are birthdays and these have more doodles, but I did happy birthday in their other book, but it's still different. What I did with this one is like from here on back, I believe. Yeah, from here on back, I called it Celebrating the Seasons because I kind of went through each season. So for example, we started in January. That's when you set up your calendar. If you do Bible journaling, bullet journaling, this is great to draw. This is great to do something like that for bullet journaling. Here's another thing you can do. Have a monthly challenge. Set it up for yourself. Set up for success, right? Here's some January doodles. February, we've got, these are Valentine card ideas. You could cut them out, but then it would have this on the back. Here's some more lettering practice. Here's some more banners and ways to write different Valentine stuff. So I'm just going to keep going here. There we are with our St. Patrick's. Now we get into spring, Easter, faith. This is a lot of different ways to write words of person of faith. This is summer, vacation, July, 4th of July. Then we get into the fall, which I love fall. And Christmas. And that is where we wrap up the book. Anyway, so that is the one I call Blue Book. So just as a recap, this is the one that I would start with. If you want help with where to transition your up and down strokes, this is perfect for that, the cheat sheets. And then this one would be maybe the next step of after you have learned your lettering and you want to continue with the lettering and you want to get some doodle ideas. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.